And we are live talking about Canadian politics again. And this time around, I consider myself a conservative. And I think Miss Sparkle, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think you're also kind of conservative in some ways. I think you're
I'm more
traditional.
right leaning. I get called a Nazi sometimes. I'm more right leaning though. Yeah, I'm in the middle though. Neither side wants me, but that's on me. Yeah, I'm
That's
trying
what's going on. So we will be
to.
reacting to a Mark Carney Liberal Party rally, and the idea is we already reacted to a conservative rally. So I want to compare both, and that's the point of that stream. And I'm also expecting a lot of lies from Mark Carney, and I expect a lot of misinformation being spread. So I will be there to debunk. And Miss Sparkle, you are from the USA, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So the idea here is we have an outsider from where we are here in Canada that will take a look to our Canadian rally. And
Canadians seem to love me, so I have quite a bit of Canadians friends. So
amazing. So now let's react to that
sorry.
rally. Let's do this. I was hoping we would get the dragon on the show, but apparently he is out doing something else, unfortunately. So let's do this. I'm excited to see that. I've never seen a Liberal Party rally because I hate them. Let's be honest, I hate them. So let's do this. I will be placing the volume very high.
How's everybody feeling? Let's make some noise. Come on, let's go. Guys, I am so proud to be standing here today with three amazing Liberal candidates. Chris Sutton, Richard Pollock, and Keith Pickard. Let's give them a round of applause.
Picker.
I don't know any of these people, to be honest. Maybe it's because I'm conservative, but I don't know any of them. And there's one thing I must address and notice. They say vote Canada strong, and they translate it in French as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny because most of their policies won't make us strong. And I already told you backstage, so I'll just repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Liberal policy is they ban our export overseas. So they stop us from making money with our resources in Europe and in Asia. And it's liberal. And worse than that, it's anti-constitutional. So this means they were not even supposed to make such plan. But they did, because liberal think they have every power the government should have. So yeah, we won't be strong with them with the fourth term. I will be honest. We will just be on the decline. And we also had a article telling how the life would be in 2040. And if you vote liberal again, you will come closer to that really bad utopia where people don't want to live here anymore. So let's just play the rest after hearing about that nobody talking about other nobodies on the party. Any thoughts on that, Miss Sparkle, so far?
No, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah. And that dude's suit's pink.
She's still watching at Jackman sing.
And I want you to guess, when you heard the country music blaring, who picked the playlist? Take a wild guess. Love it, Chris.
Oh, I don't know.
I love it.
Maybe the guy's
Guys,
suit's
this
too
is
big.
so
What did he say?
I said, oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the guy whose suit's too big. You should have got a suit tailored. It's too big. Makes him look fatter than what he obviously is. It doesn't. And that dude who's behind him is wearing a pink suit. If it's supposed to be red, it's not red.
I don't know about that. I'm colorblind.
Oh, yeah.
awesome. This is so
Sorry,
awesome and so fitting that the Prime Minister came to Windsor at the start of the election campaign and now to finish the election campaign. It's okay. We know Mark. We know.
We actually don't. Well, actually, we do know he's lying all the time. That's one thing, and it's funny because he was caught on many lies. So to say that we know Mark Carney is kind of misinformation. So even his people, his people on the stage talking for him are also spreading misinformation. Very beloved liberals. So let's just play that.
This is where Canada begins. Makes sense. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Am I right? Mark also knows that this community, our community, is on the front lines of Trump's destructive tariff.
I gotta also said that. I will mention that. The liberal platform. So a lot of the liberal platform here is about fearmonger. It's about Trump bad, and each time a liberal talk, it's how Mark Carney will stand up to Trump, and it's kind of hilarious because he had a talk to Trump at the end of March, and following that talk, instead of having lower tariff, we had higher tariff, and it was used in one of the debate. And Pierre Poilievre was like, "I don't know what you said to Trump, but since you're meeting with the guy, we got more tariff on us."
Oh, I wonder what happened. Yeah.
And it's hilarious because they sell Mark Carney as the guy that's able to stop Donald Trump, and it's also very funny. It's also very funny because here, from Canada perspective, and now I will ask from yours because you're from the USA, but from Canada perspective, Trump has been saying he'd rather deal with a liberal than a conservative. So it would take Mark Carney over Pierre Poilievre anytime. So what's your take as a U.S. citizen? What do you think Trump is really thinking when he says that?
I didn't even know he said that. So he said he would rather take on a liberal than a conservative? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I think probably because it'd be easier to take down a liberal than a conservative. He's all about winning. So he's probably saying they're retarded. I mean, they're dumb. I don't know.
It's not coming from me. It's coming from a USA person right now.
Yeah. So I don't know. They'd rather take him on, and yeah, he probably thinks they're an easy win. So that's just what I think. He's a winner. He wants to be a winner with everything. So even funny. To the point where it makes him. I think sometimes his trying to win with sometimes can cloud his judgment sometimes. And the only thing that bothers me a little bit is there's a lot of yes people around him. He doesn't really have anybody that's telling him not to do some things he does. So that's one thing I thought about.
I just find that so funny because even you're like, he will just roll on the liberals.
Yeah.
And the entire point of the liberals is we will stand up to Trump. And the conservative, when you ask them in rallies and such, Trump is never brought up. They just don't think about that. And
and the more you bring him up, the more he's going to want to fight you back on it too. That's the way Trump is. Like, it's kind of dumb to be like this.
And I also gonna add another thing. There are a lot of study and research saying the people voting for liberals, they are people voting in fear. They fear the future. They are worried about the future. While the people that are conservative, they have hope. And they think things can change. And they hope things will change. It's kind of hilarious, the contrast there. So people that are liberal are in fear. Any thoughts about that?
I could see that. I could see that them being like what do you mean like fear? Like they're fear monger, like they're like,
they fear everything. They fear the future, they fear the neighbor, they fear everything. Because
here I know that okay, so we just these girls did not want trans girls to be in playing, I think it was volleyball against them, so they set out, and then we're having another vote, even though they already voted against having the trans girls in the basketball for the high school. They had another vote over it again, and the trans people and all the leftists went in there and broke into the school and everything. And then so they voted back to letting the trans girls play in the sports. So I can see why they're afraid of everything, because the loudest voices and the most aggressive ones are winning right now. So
yeah, so it's sad, it's tragic.
Yeah.
So let's play more of that rally about we are afraid of Trump.
Yes.
Let's go.
War against our country, against our world.
What?
I had issues with my computer. I don't know why. I don't know. Welcome, Fox Hills. So I'm glad we are back. So hopefully we won't have the same glitch again.
Workers and against their sovereignty. And he also knows that we are Canada's border city. And Mark knows that we have been proudly building cars here for over 100 years. Let's hear it for our auto workers.
Okay, I gotta say something. He brought up cars, and it's hilarious because I've just seen a video where they analyzed parts of the economy in Canada, and there are projects about the Liberals. The Liberals want to ban gas car. They only want electric car, and
Yeah,
the
they do
people
here in my
making
state. Yeah,
the the people making the video, they were speaking about what that could imply on the economy overall by doing that. So you will make people run away from here because they won't be able to produce every cars they want. They won't be able to sell every cars they want. They will have too many regulation. Therefore, they will move elsewhere where there's less regulation. So you will lose money. The other thing is here in Canada, it can be very, very cold. And if the electric station and such are shut down, then you cannot use your car anymore.
yeah.
So these are consequences for these liberal plans. So any thoughts, Miss Sparkle, on that?
What I was thinking about was that my mom was talking about with Canada that we get most of our milk from there, and she was like upset because I don't know if this is true, but it made it to where a lot of our farmers we didn't have any farmers our farmers were moving to Canada, or we weren't having more farmers because of the we got our milk from there. Is that true? You know anything about that? That's part of the tariffs stuff is with that.
I'm not surprised. I didn't know
So
before
maybe,
you said, but I'm not surprised.
oh,
That's the
okay. I didn't
case.
know if that was true. So my mom was saying.
It makes
Yeah,
sense. It
so
makes
that's
sense.
I don't know. It made me think about that with him saying that you guys make cars are.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was just thinking about it. Yeah.
So, any thought on the cars discussion?
I don't know how to drive. I don't have a car, so I really can't say. I can't say the other cars.
Well, the other thing is what I see with liberals. They are about self-sabotage. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know why they like it so much, but it's like they don't want Canada to strive. And it's kind of hilarious how their speech is Canada strong. Well, they don't really want us to be strong because they keep putting regulation on everyone and everything. So yeah, just my thoughts on
the electric
everything.
cars, the factories that make the electric cars actually produce the more toxic smoke or whatever chemicals into the air than a lot of things. So they're doing the electric cars because they want to be climate change, but then the factories that make it, the electric cars, are ruining the climate. So I don't understand it really.
It's people. It's politicians. They think they're smart, but they're stupid. Thank you, Fox Heels. Thank you very much. So we will just react to more of that Carney rally there. Very curious to hear more about it.
And most importantly, Mark is here because he knows He knows that the word solidarity is in our bones. It's in our DNA.
It's
Because we
hilarious.
believe in neighbor looking after neighbor.
Solidarity.
And we believe.
Wait, no. Hell no. It's not like that. Carney is about let's divide people. He is the pure form of liberal. Like, if we don't align, we can't get along. So he's not about unity. He's not about let's get along. He is about I'm in charge and you guys shut up.
He's using a lot of wording. I've been learning about way people talk and speeches and stuff from this word. I can't pronounce it right. He's a linguistics guy, and he's using the same wording that a lot of like speeches, like from like Taylor Swift with this, or like a lot of the actresses are mainly actresses are trying to like say they want women for women's rights and stuff. He's using a lot of the group think type speech, so that like it's just it's a manipulative tactic. Saying that solidarity is in his blood and stuff like that, trying to because people are easy to control in groups. It's really weird.
Yeah.
In fighting for each other. Windsor Essex did not ask for this fight, but we will finish it. And this is the right.
Why do you laugh? I want to hear it.
Let's do it. He's gonna finish it. Yes. So I was like, we will finish it. We're gonna do it. Yeah. I have faith.
I think it's hilarious how disconnected they are from the reality. Like Canada is small. There's no way in hell we can beat the USA, especially if we cannot export our resources because of Bill C-69, I believe, 68. The bill that stopped us from selling from our resources to Europe and Asia. There's no way in hell we compete with the USA if we put ourselves in a position where we cannot really use our energy. And another thing Carney wants is to keep the fossil and the fuel under the ground because it pollutes too much. And it's kind of stupid.
Electric cars that do have one of the worst toxic. Their factories are the worst.
You're right.
Yeah. So
you're right.
It takes jet planes everywhere and everything like that too. Okay. It's stupid.
They just don't like us being strong. It's how it is. It's sad, but that's what's going on. Liberal, they're weak, and this is why Trump will make us the 51st state if Carney is elected.
Maybe. I don't know how that works.
The right place to deliver a message to Donald J. Trump. And I sure hope he's listening. Not today.
He shook his head no.
Not
he's
tomorrow.
Shaking his head no. He's lying.
Not ever.
He's lying.
Canada will never be the 51st state. Canada will always be sovereign, strong,
I don't
and free.
think so.
Are you with me?
No.
He believes that when he said that, but when he was saying that he hopes Donald Trump is listening, he was like, no. He's really bad about a line. Because when he was saying that they will be, he was being very congruent. So he's like lying. He's like, no, I don't really want Donald Trump to be watching. That's how he's not paying attention. He's lying. That's fine.
As someone that has seen the conservative rally as well, I see parallels where Canadians were also like that. They were like, we can do this. We can be strong. We will be independent. We won't be. They didn't even brought up Donald Trump, but they were like, we can be strong. We can be rich. We can fix what's broken. So liberals, they reflect, or I should say, they present themselves as strong and powerful. In fact, their policies aren't, but they want to look strong. And that's something they have in common with conservative. But the big difference is conservative actually have plans to make us strong. Well, the liberal don't really have a plan, and they want to hide it with good speech. They want to look good, and they also put people in fear. They're like, Trump is the threat. It's the danger. And when you listen to a conservative rally, they don't even bring Trump once. So it's just hilarious. It's beyond my understanding. Why? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I was just thinking, like, so they're both bringing up that they want to make you guys strong. What does that mean? That they think that you guys are weak? Do you guys?
Yeah,
Like,
maybe that's what's going on.
I'm just
Donald
wondering.
Trump is brought up so many times.
Well, yeah, of
so
course he is. I mean, that's just the way. If you want to get a leftist attention, that's what you got to do. So, Phil.
let's
Sad.
see let's see more of that. So I will click here.
My friends, this election is different. And I know that you all feel it. I know you feel the unity. Canadians coming together, all backgrounds, all political stripes.
These are the words that I was talking about.
And I know we have an incredible leader that is uniting Canadians, and that will take our fight all the way to the White House. Folks, he's just around.
Oh, that's so cringe. I can't stand this crap. How can people vote for this crap? Especially after two debates where Carney got rolled over by everyone else. The three other leaders, parties, they rolled on Carney, and now he pretends Carney is strong. He pretends Canada can actually compete with the USA. I'm sorry, but we don't have the policies. We don't have the military. We don't have the economy. We cannot fight the Americans. So stop with this crap.
I know. When I think of the Canadians, aren't you guys? You guys are known as like being the nicest and the biggest pushovers.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing. That's true. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what I've always thought. You guys were always too nice to pushovers, little pushovers. I don't know. Not gonna sit there fight. They don't seem intimidating right now, but he's using exactly the wording that I was talking about, the groupthink. He's not even really saying anything. He's just combining them all into like a big group to rally everyone together.
To watch that is depressing. Carney is a liar, is weak, and he's propped up. But I guess this is a Mark Carney rally, so that will prop him up. But it's cringe. We cannot take them seriously. It's hilarious.
His little derpy face.
On the corner, let's give a huge warm, let them hear it, huge welcome to Prime Minister Mark Carney. But before we begin, hold on a second. Hold on.
Go.
It's a little early.
What was that music about?
Introduce.
Well, they were also playing music in the conservative rally, but that was more country music, and here it's more like pop music. So I guess they don't want
pop girl music.
probably.
I think
this is what's going on with the Liberal. That
we got
sounds
three
like
older white men, and then all of a sudden we're playing like, I don't know, it's weird. Okay.
I like the response. We got like three old men and they're playing pop.
Just kidding. No, it doesn't. When I think of old white men, I don't think of pop music. Let's go.
I like it. That's the best answer. These are Liberal voters. Keep that in mind. They probably lost their balls.
I want to see the dude in the pink suit more. He's like right behind them. I want to see your ugly ass pink suit, dude.
My good friend and the next member of Parliament for Windsor West, Richard Pollock.
Ain't nobody I don't know.
Thank you, Eric.
Now I gotta mention something. That guy is nobody. He's brought on stage there to talk. Maybe if I was a Liberal supporter, I would know that guy. But I compared that to the rally I've seen from the Conservative. And in the rally, we had Anna Poilievre. She is the wife of Pierre Poilievre. And she had a speech about her upbringing and what brought her in politics, because she is really there with Pierre Poilievre. and she is supporting him, and she is in the rallies with him, and she really speaks and has speeches, and I wouldn't be surprised if she also has some kind of position in the party. I don't know what kind of position. I didn't research that enough, but she is involved a lot, and she has a lot to say, and they felt united. They felt like a true squad. And here we look at that liberal part rally. We look at that. It's all old white men, and they are probably not getting along with each other outside of the rallies, if you know what I mean. Well, with the conservative, we had husband and wife in charge and talking on stage to the people. So it's very different. It's night and day.
Are they gay? Are they gay?
I don't know.
Well, that ugly ass freaking suit. You never know. Look at that.
Maybe.
It's so ugly. Look at it. It's so ugly. Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Thank you for showing us what it means to have a strong advocate in Ottawa. My name is Richard Pollock, and I am your Liberal candidate in Windsor West. Bienvenue à Windsor, Monsieur le Premier Ministre. Prime Minister, we join you tonight in a show of unity and strength which echoes across our nation. This is the most important election of our lifetime. And Windsor is on the front line of this trade war with that man over there.
No. I'm sorry, but no, it's again, I think the biggest difference between conservative and liberals are trying really hard to find issues outside of the country, while the conservative, they try to find it inside, and they want to fix what's wrong inside so people have better lives. Well, so far the liberals only want to say, look, they are bad, let's beat them. It's not about unity, really. It's about like, it's almost like promoting conflict, because they keep bringing up Trump again and say we are on the front line to fight them, but not really. In fact, he doesn't give a shit about us. I don't know. It's so different how they approach politics. It seems like for liberal, there's nothing wrong with Canada. Yet there's an housing crisis, there's inflation, there's a mental health crisis, there's also a health system crisis. We like doctors. Even if it's free, it's a terrible service here. And
I've heard about your guys' healthcare, like you gotta wait long hours and
you can wait like 8 hours, 12 hours.
Yeah.
And
I complain about waiting an hour, so it's like you guys 8 hours, you guys could die in the
and it's so weird. I will try to understand why they try so hard to say the threat is outside and not inside. Conservatives, they know there's something wrong with the country.
It's probably easier to blame
others. Yeah, you're right.
They'd have to admit that they're failures too. They'd have to admit that they're doing something wrong. You know, and I don't think they would want to do that. You don't want to do that.
That's true.
I joined
it would
the
be
fight
their fault because they've been in control for so long.
This moment.
Yeah.
And to stand up for Windsor. We will protect our jobs. We will invest in Windsor and build an economy that...
No, they won't. Everything they are doing so far drives away jobs, because they want to tax every corporation, everyone. They tax so much to people and the corporation that the corporation will just flee. There's also a carbon tax where if you have things that generate carbon, you must pay more money. So because of that carbon tax, a lot of corporations, they just fly, and if they leave the country, jobs are lost. So no,
maybe that's why they want the electric car, so they can charge more taxes. You know.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
When you got more tax, people flee. They just don't want to bother with this crap. So their entire platform is stupid. It's
Yeah,
stupid.
it doesn't seem very smart at all.
It's stupid. There's nothing else to say.
Leads the G7. We will defend our values.
Here, I gotta
Okay,
turn my fan off. I'm freezing my butt off. Hold on, I'll be right back.
He
I'm here, but
brought
I'm gonna turn it off.
J7. Okay, there's a comment there. Just think, they used to build huge Ford V8 in Windsor, lol. Yeah, you're right. But I also gotta say, there's a blank here in my mind. But again, they say they want economy strong, but they don't want to sell our resources overseas. That's a big thing. They just don't want to sell.
Ford is my favorite truck. If I could drive.
It just baffles me how they speak about, oh, J7. They brought J7. I heard we are about to get kicked out of them because we are too broke. It's because of the liberal tenures under Trudeau, I should say.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a disaster. We are not a good country right now.
Windsor West needs a seat in Mark Carney's Canada Strong government. So we can work together and meet these historic challenges. Mark Carney kicked off his campaign in Windsor West, and he is with all of us again tonight. He knows Windsor is where Canada begins and where the trade war will be won. And together...
How can we win if we are overly dependent on you guys? There's no way in hell we can win this shit. We are broke and we will be broke tomorrow. It's hilarious. Okay. I must admit, if you are a strong believer in the Liberal and you go there, you're happy, you're glad, you feel good. It's all about Canada strong, Canada strong. It's not Canada, I know, but sure, Canada strong. I guess for a rally as a Liberal, it's good, but if you're not part of the Liberals, it's just ridiculous. It's laughable. It's a parody. Any thoughts on that, Miss Sparkle?
No, not so far now. I just think it's crazy.
Even the chat is like, win the trade war. Yeah, sure, we will win this. It's hilarious. It's so cringe. It's like, bruh, we are broke. How can you expect to win the trade war if you're broke?
No.
So bad. It's so bad.
Let's build a better future.
A better
Canada,
future where you won't
Canada
own
that
anything.
works for everyone. We are the soul of the Liberal Party here.
For everyone.
And this is a better future. Hopefully that guy didn't see the 2040 plan for the Liberal. Otherwise, it's kind of wrong to think it's a better future. You won't be able to climb up the social ladder anymore. Food will be so expensive you will need to hunt in the streets. That will be the Pures in Canada.
I don't think anybody can hunt.
We will hunt these squirrels.
I had an aunt who used to hunt squirrels and eat them.
They're tasty, man. If you know how to cook them, they're tasty. I can bet.
Please welcome,
I thought you were like saying you got to save a squirrel.
the leader of the Liberal Party and the Prime Minister of our country, Canada, Mark Carney.
There's still no stage there. By the way, I gotta mention something else.
The music is so bad.
I've heard worse. I was about to say something else. They are trying so hard to hide Carney from every moment he can speak. They don't want him to speak because they know he is not a good politician. They hide him all the time. It's like Joe Biden case.
Yeah, that's awful.
So I'm actually surprised we are 5 minutes in and they will already let him in. It's kind of shocking. They eyed the guy, and there are videos floating around about Carney dismissing woman journalists, and when there are men, he is all in. You listen, and you really want to talk and give a good interview. But the moment there's a woman, it's like ça suffit. It's like ça suffit means enough. I don't want to talk.
Well, maybe he's gay. Like I said, maybe. Never know.
Gay the closet.
Yeah, he's so in the closet. He's finding Christmas presents. What's going on? The champ's not even that strong, man. There's only a small group chanting for him. It's really sad. There's not very many people chanting for him.
There's something else I must address. These are all old people that will die before 2040. So, guys, why do you vote now? You won't be around 10 years anyway. I can't believe it.
Yeah. It's awful. Don't let them win, because they won't care. They were not going to be there for the outcome.
I see these flags, never the 51st state.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember Trump said it himself. You'd rather deal with the liberal than the conservative. So when I see these flags, I'm like, don't vote in then. That rally, I must admit, that rally is golden for content. That rally is a cringe fest I enjoy so far for all of the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
Fox is great.
I look at the crowd and I feel like there's as many people as we had with conservatives. But the big catch, this is an outside rally, and the one rally I did happen to see from the conservative was inside. So inside it's smaller, but yet it's packed. There it's
a bridge? What is that? Is that a bridge or a train? What is it above that?
It's a bridge.
Oh, with cars on it?
Yeah. There's a little bridge like that.
I'd be scared to be all under that bridge like that. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
The cars start flying off and killing them. It'd be funner than what's going on right now.
So rude.
I need more violence at this rally.
Oh. Right.
Wait. I like that comments. We are trying to get rid of California. I like that. Oh, that's golden. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Foxseal. Dude, I enjoy your presence, man. That's amazing.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you all. You start as you mean to go on. Richard's right. I started this campaign here in Windsor West because there is no place more important. We are in the front lines. And I want to salute all of you for being here just as the puck is about to drop. You got your priorities straight. You got your confidence.
He's not messing with the mic. He was messing with the mic. It was making it sound awful.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Listen, look at this slate. Just let's stop for a moment and think of the slate of great candidates we have here in Windsor. We've got Eric. There is no one in Ottawa who knows the auto industry better, who knows the union.
There's a glitch.
We've got Richard, who stepped up. Long experience as a prosecutor, understands what we need to do in social justice, understands what we need to justice, knows what we need to make this country safe. We got Chris Sutton.
Yeah, like a 30-second of atrocious thing there.
He shouldn't have been hitting the
Navy,
podium because he
served our
messed his
country.
mic up. It like keeps speaking something
Knows you,
different because he's sitting there hitting it when he wants to start his
Thank
speech.
you for your service.
I don't know what's going on with this, but like, it's terrible. I think I will refresh.
Okay.
Maybe it's what's wrong. But that's so weird. We had like a 30-second of glitch.
CPAC. So that's what they meant when they said CPAC. I don't know what they meant.
Served our country. Knows Union, thank you for your service. Exactly. Thank you for your service. Knows exactly what we need to do for working people. And
No.
Keith, Keith steps
No,
up.
okay.
A nice
Okay,
business.
the working people. So how does it treat them? More inflation, more tax.
Probably
That's how it
makes
treats
some more
them.
money.
That's not probably. That's exactly what's going on.
Oh, is it? Okay. Never mind.
That's
Yeah.
that's this platform. Like the platform of the liberals is rise the bureaucracy, rise the taxes, so the workers suffer more. That's exactly what's going on. So no, it
Well, they
doesn't
don't
take
care about
it.
the workers. They look kind of like they probably never haven't suffered at once, and they probably don't know what the struggle's like. You know what I mean? So I that's what bothers me a lot about a lot of politicians nowadays. A lot of them don't seem like none of them have struggled or fought to be where they are because it's a lot of nepotism. And like, how can you relate to people that work hard if you've never been part of that? I don't like it. It bothers me. Yeah.
And it's hilarious because they don't really have a platform that deals with the taxpayers. Can you guys pay any more tax? Actually, yes, Fox. Yes, under the liberal, they will always find a way. Trust me. That's why our economy is trash. Like, I always find a way. They give money we don't have to everyone because Canada, right? Canada's strong until we are broke, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, makes no
Life's
sense.
good.
No logic.
But he knows what we need to do for the country. He steps up at the most important time. This is a remarkable group. It's a remarkable group. Look, I'm thrilled to be here. We're making a point of being here as the campaign comes to a close. Here in the engine, literally the engine of the Canadian auto industry. Home of the Spitfires. Amazing.
Again, they bring up the car industry, yet the car industry will suffer from their no gas car policy. Like, they will flee. They will be like, there's no future here.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sorry, I think someone's trying to. Someone's streaming and they're like looking for our channel. What your channel? They subscribed to me and I was just writing, and that's not. They might be watching us soon, so that's why I was looking at that. So.
Candidates, as I just said, look, I'm here because we need to send all of them. I mean, all of them to Ottawa to build Canada. Now, that brings me to a question. Who is ready? Who is ready to stand up for Canada? And who is ready? Who is ready to help the Liberal Party win the most consequential elections in our lifetime?
For once, he's not lying. That's amazing. That's actually true that this election is very important, whether Canada will remain in the J7 or whether we will crash and burn. If Liberals are coming back, we will crash and burn. But if Conservatives are there, maybe we have a chance of just staying in the J7. Any thoughts so far?
Nah, I don't like the way he's dressed. I don't know. I just was thinking that he looks like like when in movies when the guy like unbuttons their thing and they're about to do something inappropriate with a lady. That's what he looks like he's about to do. So I got distracted.
I like.
I don't know why. I don't know why he doesn't look like he doesn't look very professional right now. I don't understand it.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready to lead you. Look, we are in the shadow of the Ambassador Bridge, the busiest international crossing in North America. Yeah. Route for more than a quarter of all goods that are traded between Canada and the United States. $140 billion every year, $400 billion every single day. For almost a century, it stood as a symbol of cooperation and peace, a symbol of the greatest friendship between two countries the world has ever seen. But that has changed. That has changed. That has changed. And it wasn't us who did
What'd
the
she say?
changing.
I don't know. I think I will rewind.
What did she say?
I don't know. Let's rewind.
Of the greatest friendship between two countries the world has ever seen. But that has changed. That has.
She's like, what happens if the USA sides with Israel? That I think that's what she says, but I think that's
so too.
one
What does that
of.
mean?
I have no idea. I'm not up to speed with Israel and Palestine because, to be honest, I don't give a crap. If I was in charge, I would bomb that place. Solve the issue.
Okay, so it's like a pro-Palestine thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So he has like basically like people arguing with him in the audience. No.
Yeah, I think
Did
this
the
is
conservatives
what.
have that?
I think, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was someone to disrupt that rally there. It happens a lot in
so.
conservative rally as well, that we got some
That's what I was
liberal
saying.
randomly wreaking havoc. Dickie says the same crap. Well, we will adopt a lot of the UK policies under liberals, like freedom of speech being censored and denied and removed. Carney is not for freedom of speech, and this is a liberal speaking. Since when liberals are like that, I don't know, but that's what's going on here in Canada. The closer we get the liberals, the most likely we will end up being communist in the north with snow. Yeah, you're laughing, but that's exactly what's going on.
No, the snow part is what that with snow. I don't know why you had the snow. I was like, "What's snow? The north is snow."
It's like Russia, actually. We are like Russia, but we speak English and French. Parts of it, actually. But yeah, let's more of that rally. Let's see more of that rally. Except if you'd like to add something else on that.
No, I'm good. Just moving. I was uncomfortable. There you go.
Okay, let's hide that. Let's play. Let's play.
That has changed, and it wasn't us who did the changing. We didn't do the changing. President Trump, the guy over there, as you just mentioned, the guy over there. Somehow I think for all his talk of the working people, I don't think President Trump's in Detroit tonight. I don't think he's with the working people. He's launched a trade war that has literally ruptured the global economy. And in the process, he's betrayed us. He's betrayed us in Canada. Yeah.
Now, I must address that again. They bring back Donald Trump. Again, I think this is the only reason why they actually have a chance. And that's what I've seen in a lot of podcasts and such. A lot of discussion are like, Pierre Poilievre is destroying Mark Carney in the polls and in everything. And the only reason why liberals have a chance this election, it's because of Donald Trump being a threat to Canada. And liberals are just using Donald Trump all the time, every time, in every rally, every discussion. This is exactly what's going on right now. Donald Trump is the reason why liberals here in Canada have power, because they use that fear on Canadians. So it's so annoying. I hate that. And again, it's based on the fact that Mark Carney is a fraud. He is stupid. He he used fear, and he cannot do anything against Trump. Yet he will lie to everyone, and it's hilarious and sad at the same time.
They mainly got the loudest with when it was about Trump. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Do you have anything else yet?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I was so sad that they weren't like really excited or yelling until he mentioned Trump. Then, so that's probably why they mentioned him so much. It's kind of sad. So
they know the voter base. They hate Trump.
I'm gonna work it. Look, it's I've recognized that it's a tragedy, but it's also the new reality, and it's the reality we've got to deal with. So this is a time for serious leadership and a united country. We need to unite. We need to come together. We need to come together to fight.
Actually, I look at I don't know, but I will rewind. But I look at that.
No, yeah.
And I actually start to believe there were more people inside a building for a conservative rally. And maybe that's my bias, but I look behind Carney and there's not that many people. Most of the people are in front of him. But in the conservative one, they were surrounded. So I don't know how much space they're truly taking here, but I feel like there were more people in the conservative rally. You know what? Let's compare the two. I'm really curious about that. So let's
I was thinking about that too, because like they usually don't they show show the crowd. I noticed they really haven't showed the whole crowd, and there must not be that many people as I was thinking earlier.
Pierre Poilievre rally. Well. Let's screen share something else. That's an outside. So now we got two outside one. We are not going to take him seriously, just saying. Yeah, I'm with you, Fox. It's hilarious. I truly hate Mark Carney. He's stupid, but you're right. And I like what you just said. But now look at that. Now we don't have what's in front of Carney. We actually, I will rewind a bit because we get to see what's in front of him at some point when he comes. So that's the rally from the best angle we can capture most of the people. And this is quite a lot. But now let's just screen share a conservative rally right now. I will screen share conservative rally. Look at that. That's outside for outside. It seems so much more crowded.
It's a lot more of an age range too. People, they don't look all like what you were saying earlier. Way older, yeah.
It's interesting to just compare.
They look bored too, though. Both groups look really bored. You guys aren't like ours. Ours are like loud and partying. You guys are just
but
it does look way more people. Yeah.
That's the conservative rally, right? What you see right now. It's surprising that we got so many more people. And just look at that change. That's one of the motto we got. Change and Canada first. That's the two slogans the conservative have. Change and Canada first. So that's interesting because I do think actually there's more conservative. I froze.
Yeah, it looks that way. It looks that way. Yeah.
I froze, but do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You did freeze.
Okay, that's weird.
I hear you.
That's weird because I froze and now I cannot really. That's my computer doing weird shit.
Your computer always loves you.
I will try to defroze, find a way to not froze anymore. Because I'm still at like 54 minutes, and I think the stream did advance more.
Okay.
Just work, please, computer.
Look at your face. Your hair's a mess. You need to freaking. You look crazy. You always look like a wild man.
Screenshot. Blame my girlfriend. She wants that much hair on my face.
Really? Well, no, just like fix it. Just like
she likes it long. Canada is more laid back. That's true. That's the last comment I did happen to see, because I'm still froze right now at the moment. Please just work, computer.
kiss it like that. Tell it you love it.
That's like the worst moment to freeze like that. It's the worst moment because I was
you're doing like a butthole about. You're gonna.
Even you froze on a weird way, like you're like kissing the stream. I don't know. Oh, now I'm back. Oh, we are back. We are back. So I lost like 2 minutes where I zoned out. Yeah. So this is a very professional stream there. You are jealous. So I think we were around that.
You are jealous. You're serious. Yeah, right. No, not happening.
I think we were there. Hopefully we were there. So let's. I think there's more people at the Conservative rally. I think that's
yes,
a fair statement.
Oh, I wonder if there's a way we can look it up and see. I'm not figuring it out.
Oh, that could be interesting. Well, I screen share again and we keep reacting. You can try to find the true answer. That could be interesting. So this was the segment. People showing up at the rally. People showing up at the rally. And hopefully I brought back at the right timestamp so we don't waste too much time. So let's play this.
Look, we are in the shadow of the Ambassador Bridge, the busiest international crossing in North America. Yeah. Route for more than a quarter of all goods that are traded between Canada and the United States. $140 billion every year, $400 billion every single day. For almost a century, it stood as a symbol of cooperation and peace, a symbol of the greatest friendship between.
There were more people at the Conservative one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there was way more Conservative people, and then it says that the Liberals were mad about it. They were upset about it. They denounced the stuff like that. That's what it says on what's the date? It says, yeah, there you go. Yeah. So.
I mean,
8 hours ago. Sorry. So when was this? So this was what? Yeah. So yeah, enough time. That was about 8 hours ago. So yeah. So they were upset. So.
Yeah. And another very interesting fact: the Conservative were more in countryside and rural parts of Canada, while Liberal were in cities. So that's another very interesting fact. More people are showing up in countryside than they are in cities. That's surprising.
Why?
I guess there's just more support.
All this ever seen. But that has changed. That has changed. That has changed. And it wasn't us who did the changing. We didn't do the changing. President Trump, the guy over there, what did you just mention?
It shouldn't be about Trump. Somehow I don't think it's just hilarious. He knows his platform sucks. That's why I keep bringing up Trump.
And it's weird saying the guy over there. That's a little it's confused. It's like the guy over there. Yeah, okay. It's retarded. He's retarded.
Yeah, I agree. And looks like maybe it will be the prime minister. Let's play.
Somehow I think for all his talk of the working people, I don't think President Trump's in Detroit tonight. I don't think he's with the working people. He's launched a trade war that has literally ruptured the global economy. And in the process, he's betrayed us. He's betrayed us in Canada. Yeah, I'm going to work it. I'm going to work it. Look, it's I've recognized that it's a tragedy, but it's also the new reality. And it's the reality we've got to deal with. So this is a time
where it's lagging.
Time for serious leadership and a united country. We need to unite. We need to come together. We need to come together to fight, to protect, to build,
it's the
to
Free
fight,
Palestine
protect,
movement.
and build.
They're so annoying. They're the worst.
We need to fight.
We need to fight, but like if we fight, we will lose. I'm sorry, Canada, but we suck.
You guys aren't. Yeah, I'm not afraid of you guys. It's just not. It's not.
More Donald Trump again. If Donald Trump wasn't around, that would be an easy conservative win. But because Trump is crazy down south, maybe the Liberal have a chance.
Anyway.
There's definitely more people on the conservative rally now.
We need to fight. We need to fight Trump's tariffs with counter tariffs of our own, which will cost.
Oh yeah, I gotta say now. Okay,
Make it worse. Let's make it worse. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's gonna make it better. But anyways, yeah. What was it?
What I was about to say is, Carney, he says we will counter tariff, but like if we do that, we will run us to the ground even more because you guys have more money than us, and it's kind of funny because Carney doesn't really want to negotiate or to solve the issue with Donald Trump because it's Donald Trump and he's against Trump. And when we hear Pierre Poilievre talking about the Trump issue, because it's always brought to him, Pierre Poilievre is basically conservative. It's the opposition of the liberal that we are watching right now. When Pierre Poilievre speaks about Donald Trump, he's like, you know what? We will ask him if he can lower it. If he doesn't want to, we will try to have a counter offer. And our counter offer would be to invest in our own military so you guys don't really need anymore to protect us as much as you used to with your military. Mm-hmm. And this is the conservative platform where if it doesn't work out the easy way, we will try the hard way and offer something in return. It's kind of great because you can see that Mark Carney doesn't really see Trump as an ally, which is kind of stupid because you guys are stronger than us. Well, Pierre Poilievre is more like, I don't really like that behavior, but I'm willing to negotiate with you because you guys are the closest to us and you guys are stronger than us. So this is what's going on. Any thoughts on that? The two policies.
Also, being combative against Trump doesn't make it. Well, being combative towards Trump just makes him be more combative toward you. It doesn't seem to be a really good tactic at all to make things, get things to work out better. He just does. He is very he kind of emotional in a way in that sense. Like
they say fight fire with fire, but here's the thing: if you fight fire with fire, you won't extinguish the fire. That's the truth. Like to really extinguish the fire, you need something else, like water or cut the oxygen where the fire is. You can't really fight fire with fire.
Lady firefighters. Firefighters. You need lady firefighters. So,
Canada and us here will have a rightist switch soon. General rule: people don't care about politicians until they negatively impact their lives. Well,
he's Australian, just so you know.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So the big ship. So what's going on? We were about to really win that election with the Conservatives because the Liberals suck. Like right now you see a Liberal rally and the liberals, it's more of the same. We had liberals for 10 years. They destroyed our economy. We are about to get kicked out of the J7 because of their policies. They are anti-development, and they make more tax to the taxpayers, so more inflation, more everything. It's worse. And yet, they were about to lose, but they used Donald Trump threat and tariffs at their advantage. And they're like, only Mark Carney can fight him back. Well, Pierre Poilievre has actually a better plan to fight him back, because he won't be as combative as Mark Carney. He will try to find other ways, because he knows if we are as combative as the US, we will lose. We don't have the manpower. We don't have the economy to compete with the US, especially with anti-development laws that the liberals have been using for years now. I'm nodding one chat and
You're
running two more. Forgive me, Central.
You're fine.
Oh, that's fine. At least you're there. That's amazing. So let's play more of that now.
Cause maximum damage in the United States and minimum impact here. We're hitting them hard. We are hitting them hard. And we in the wallet where they understand. Right. They understand money, lawyers, and Fox News, and we're hitting them on all three.
Nah, I don't think
Somebody
so.
Canadian told me you guys
That's why
aren't
we're
as big
sending
and with
Doug
flags
Ford
as
on
we
the
are.
Fox
I
News.
see it now.
He does a good job.
Yeah,
he does
that's
a good
true.
job. He does a good job. Fine with me. You go, Doug. Danielle, maybe not. Now, what are we doing with the money that we're getting from those tariffs? Because we've got over $30 billion coming in. What we are doing.
Genocide. I like that. That's the best one.
What? What did he say?
Genocide.
Genocide? What
Yeah,
is it?
exactly. That's what it said. Economically finding a GDP multiple times your size is a special needs strategies. Yeah. But again, I think Carney is just so disconnected from reality. He's so stupid and up his ass. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, just his face. Look at that. There's a perfect hole for
He's gonna
something.
take the mic.
Yeah.
Oh.
What we are doing. What we are doing. What we're doing with is we are taking every single dollar.
A lot of women.
Every single dollar.
And we send it to the Ukraine instead of sending weapons.
Mm.
We are broke, yet let's just give our money. Another thing that now we are talking about Pierre Poilievre versus Mark Carney again. Pierre Poilievre is like, you know what? One of the place where I will cut money that is wasted is the Ukraine war and the Israel conflict. They will cut some money there, and to help out in these conflict, he wants to send weapons. While Mr. Mark Carney that you see right now, he still wants us to waste our money on these two wars. While we are broke and we cannot feed our people or give them house. So yeah, this is the liberal. Any thoughts on that?
No. Just read the chat real fast. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, while she is away, let's play more of that cringe fest.
Every single dollar is going back to our workers and the businesses most of
Not really. It's more like the taxpayer will pay more.
You know what Pierre Poilievre is doing with the money he's putting in his pocket? None of it is going back to workers.
It's hilarious. The guy wants to cut the tax. That's a lie spotted. Now that's a new segment. So Mark Carney is known as the guy that always lies about everything, and he just pull out the biggest how do I call it, the biggest lie there so far. So he says Pierre Poilievre, his opponent, want to put money in his pocket. But that's exactly the opposite. Because Pierre Poilievre wants to cut in the tax. This means he wants less money from the people. Yet, Mark Carney lies on the stage right now. Lies detected. And it's only a start. I was waiting for that. I knew that would come. And it's there. I got what I paid for. Lies detected. I cannot wait to hear more lies. And once Sparkle is back, I will share that lie with her. So let's play.
It's all going to a tax cut. That tells you everything about the priorities. And above all, what we're doing is build Canada strong.
It's hilarious because he says to build Canada strong. It's another lie. We are in a housing crisis, yet they still want immigration. And part of the housing crisis is the fact that it's so hard and complicated to build new house because the Liberals, they place so many roadblocks, so we don't build anything here. So when he says build Canada strong again, I think he doesn't know how to. Cut the bureaucracy, that's what the Conservatives want. So the economy gets better because if there's this bureaucracy, there's the spending. But Carney is like, no, let's build. Yeah, sure. Make people waste their money.
You know, and building this country, that's going to require big changes. But I'm ready. I'm ready for those changes because I'm not. No.
He says he's ready for change, yet he was the advisor of the previous prime minister. He has the same platform as the previous prime minister. So that's another lie detected. He wants no change. He wants to do the same shit as the previous ones. And the previous one was Justin Trudeau, and he destroyed the economy. He destroyed the housing market. He destroyed everything. Yet, Carney here lies. And he says he wants change. He doesn't want change. He wants the statu quo. He is the guy that won't change anything. Well, actually, what he will change, he will increase the tax. And that's on this platform. We will be in even bigger deficit and debt than before. So that guy is actually worse than the previous guy. Oh, she's back. You missed a lie moment. And this section of the stream is lie detected. So Mark Carney over there, he said Pierre Poilievre wants to put more money in his pocket, which is the exact opposite of what's going on because Pierre Poilievre wants to cut on the bureaucracy. He wants to cut on the tax. So less money goes in his pocket.
Oh, I see.
That's actually true. That's true as well. We don't have the population. And furthermore, we won't have the population because we don't even have the house for the current population we got right now. It's just crazy. And another lie detected, Mark Carney is like, we won't change. Not really, because the guy has the same platform as the previous prime minister because he was the advisor of the previous prime minister. And yeah, actually, he is worst because he revealed his plan. I think that was like Friday or Thursday. I can't remember when exactly, but he will spend even more than Justin Trudeau. So he will put us in even more debt than the previous prime minister.
That's great. That sounds fun.
Yeah. And then he says, make Canada strong.
Because I didn't come to this as a career politician. I came to this as a pragmatist. Okay.
Dad just thinks inflation is good. That's one of his beliefs. He said in his book, inflation is good. Because he wrote the book.
That's what that word means? What's that word mean? He just said, what did he just say? I don't know what that word means. He's a what?
Pragmatist. He only looks at it as facts in reality, and he is a number guy.
Though he's lying right now. He's lied. You just said he's lied. Like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, he's a liar. So more lies detected. Anyway, but yeah, He also says he wasn't a career politician, but he was in a lot of previous administration in previous governments from 2007 to 2011 under the conservative Stephen Harper. He was one of the consultants, and
Oh, he was stupid. Then he's dumb. He's just being dumb.
and under Justin Trudeau for at least the last 4 years or so, he was also one of the advisors. So again, he did work in banks. And by the way, in the UK, he did make the inflation worse there. He made the rich richer and the poor poorer. That's what he did in the UK before coming here and probably doing the same. What an exemplary guy.
Sounds like it.
And if something's not working, something's not working, I'm going to change it. So
no, he won't change it. Lies detected
that
again.
Housing's too expensive, so we cut taxes on it. Okay, but
he cut taxes, but he won't cut in the bureaucracy that makes it hard to build new house. So again, lies detected. Also, the conservative, the platform in housing is your first house won't have any tax on it. So you just purchase your house, boom, you got your house.
We have the largest taxes in my state, and then we just added in reparations to Black people.
Wow.
It's coming $100 each out of each person's loan.
Wow.
White person loan. Mm-hmm.
We also
in a state that's never had slavery.
We got to build baby build.
Okay.
We didn't.
We got to build millions of new homes, and we got to build it with Canadian technology.
So he says he wants to build millions of house. That's house you will rent, not purchase, because they don't want you to own anything. That's the liberal idea. Any thoughts on that?
No, I just know housing is really hard to buy nowadays compared to the boomers who were able to buy a house and do all that stuff real easy. Have the normal goal of life of having a house, family, and then retiring a little bit. It doesn't matter anymore.
That won't be possible in Canada 15 years from now. But yeah, liberals only do tax cuts during voting seasons. They need more money to distribute poorly while developing more bureaucracy to consolidate their long-term power. That's true for the liberals, but again, the conservative, they have a genuine plan to cut everywhere, and a lot of the people that don't want to vote conservative are scared of the cuts, but they don't realize that we need these cuts to have a better economy, because if we don't do cuts, we keep paying even more inflation. So yeah, nothing is free. It's sad to say, but that's the truth of the world. Nothing is free.
With Canadian workers, with Canadian lumber. We knew that we had taxes, capital gains taxes, that were hurting those builders, hurting those people, those innovators, people taking risks.
And he also dismisses really one of the other big factor on the housing crisis. And I said it many times. If no house are built, it's because there's too much bureaucracy, red tape, and regulation, and it can take 17 years to build one house because of the current liberal regime. So, the house builder, they don't want to get into it because they don't know if the next administration will let them do it. So that's one of the reasons we got a so bad housing crisis. Any thoughts on that?
So you're meaning just like a house or like an apartment complex, building, person wants to build. Yeah, okay. That's awful.
And
so
to give you another idea on how bad this is, 2 or 3 years ago, my grandparents, they sold their terrain, and their neighbor bought it, and he could not demolish anything for a full year. And then after a full year, he could start building. So for a full year, that terrain, that field, that terrain, is it a word, actually? Do you know what I mean when I say terrain?
No.
Okay, so how do you a land? That's what I was searching for. So my grandparents had a land, so a part of a city.
Property.
Yeah, property on the land, basically. And
Okay.
they sold that to someone, and that someone needed to wait a full year to really build on that. Even if that
Oh.
was his land after my grandparents sold them, they needed to wait one full year. So to have new permit to build new properties, it's 17 years. So it's just crazy.
So they have to wait a
This
year to build something on it, and then what? 17 years for what?
17 years, for example, if we got a new land that's free,
Mhm.
and that's not someone that sold their land to someone else. If it's, for example, a place where they cut trees and now it's available, it can take 17 years to build there.
Okay. That's
And the
crazy.
only reason why it took a year for my grandparent neighbor to build where they bought, it's because it's from person to person. So from person to person, it's easier and faster. So you go from 17 years to build something to 1 year, but 1 year to build something is still a lot.
Well, in Greece, you have to pay off your loan completely. If you get a loan to buy property, you have to pay it off completely before you can even do anything with it at all.
Yeah.
I just was told that by somebody in Greece. So at least you don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the housing crisis is caused entirely by the liberals. And now he's just saying, oh, we will solve it. No, you won't solve it. You're statical. You will just rent. And that won't solve the housing crisis because people want to purchase. They don't want to rent. So let's play more lies.
So we got rid of that. We saw that we had a carbon tax, consumer carbon tax, that looked good on paper, but was too divisive. So we got rid of that on day one.
Lies detected again. So he didn't really got rid of it because he's the one that implemented that tax, and he only paused it. So this means once he's elected, he can unlock it
Reopen
again.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's messed up. So
but right now he's saying we removed it, but that's not true. It's still there. They just paused it, and he's waiting to be reelected to like reopen it. And it's kind of funny because that was his idea in the first place as well, because he's the one that brought it. He's the one that told Justin Trudeau to do it. And Pierre Poilievre, his opponent, the Conservatives, are like, we will cut it literally because it makes people not really want to use some kind of machinery because of the carbon tax, and that can hurt our economy more than anything else. And that carbon tax is also going in the pocket of Mark Carney. So earlier when he was saying Pierre Poilievre will take your money and place it in his pocket, that was more of a liberal things to do. So again, more lies detected. It's hilarious. Most of the platform of the liberal is based on big emotion and lies.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to get the big polluters to pay you to save energy, not the taxpayer.
Actually, the taxpayer are also paying for it. So again, he's lying more. He doesn't even know what his own tax is doing. He's hilarious, or he knows, but he knows that he needs to lie about it so people will cheer him up. It's disgusting. So many lies detected in like 5 minutes. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Crazy.
Nous avons élargi au régime canadien de soins dentaires.
Okay, so now you speak in French. First of all, for most of the Canada history, the Liberal Prime Minister needed to have a good French because of its great ties with the Quebec province. Because the Liberal Party really started in Quebec first, and then it spread out to Canada and all. But Mark Carney French is awful. It's awful. It's insulting. Okay, so there's a questionnaire. How is he going to do such thing? I thought the biggest filter were U.S. companies. That's actually true, but don't take too much. It's Carney. Like, he expects Mulder to be stupid to not really realize that. I like that. I like chat is on fire right now. But again, the guy is just full of crap. It's hilarious. It's sad. Any thoughts?
Non. Ça, c'est fallait.
5 millions Canadiennes.
Oh yeah. By the way, he was speaking French. He was speaking about healthcare because that's a big thing with the liberals because they want to spend more. Which is fine because it's Canada. That's one of the few things I would agree. But just because it's coming from a liberal, I don't want that spending. So I like the idea, but not the person doing it. Because I know it's only because he wants more money in his pocket.
Sure.
De plus puissent en bénéficier. Merci. Et nous avons renforcé nos relations commerciales avec l'Union européenne, la France.
It's kind of funny because now he brings the Europe trades, but his party has a law that stops us from selling in Europe. So it's hilarious when he says that. It just doesn't work. More lies detected. Maybe he gets along well with the people he bankrupt in the UK. I don't know about that, but you're laughing, but that's exactly what's going on.
I know. It's just like you don't know about that. It's okay. Why'd you forget? Yeah, it sounds awful, but okay.
But I mean, he says we have good trades, but no, we don't have good trades because he placed a law that's against our constitution that stop us from selling into Europe. And he will uphold that law because when he was questioned in debates and all, he's like, no, I won't change anything. So he doesn't want us to export into Europe, yet he mentions them as good allies. Dude, no. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Don't start believing your... Actually, maybe his voters are indeed stupid enough to believe in that, but...
yeah. Probably.
More lies
do.
detected.
Yeah. Et le Royaume-Uni. Pour que nos exportateurs soient moins dépendants aux États-Unis.
Now he's saying he doesn't want us to depend on the US anymore. But again, he's the one that uphold this stupid bill that stop us from selling in the Europe. So what he is saying is you guys are going to pay more tax. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, fuck seals. You're right. That's the liberal, their entire platform is pay more tax. Give people money. So again, Carney is full of crap. It's annoying.
You know, at the end of the first week, my first week as prime minister, I thought it was a good idea. Some people advised me against it, but I thought it was a good idea, given that we were in a crisis, to bring all of the premiers of the provinces and territories to Ottawa. And to say, what are we going to do to stand up for Canada? Well, one of the things is to take the 13 economies we have in Canada, make it one. Get rid of all barriers to trade. And they agreed. And I thought afterwards, when have they ever agreed about anything? Yeah, so don't ask, don't get. That's the lesson. Don't ask, don't get. But our government is going to do our bit. We're going to legislate the removal of all federal barriers by July 1st. Free trade in Canada by Canada.
Why July 1st?
That's not very far away.
Actually, no. July 1st. It's Canada Day. That's why.
Oh.
It's so on the nose, hilarious, and stupid. Why? Why wait so long? We need that money now. We
I thought
are
he was saying
broke.
You can't. Yeah, but that's not that far away to be able to get stuff done. I mean,
Well,
that
it's
seems
still
like
2
a
months. I mean,
what is it? What is it?
July 1st. It's 2 months. We need that money now. It's It's ridiculous.
So in 9 days as government before we called the election, we did more than Pierre Poilievre imagined in his decades in Parliament.
Well, he has a lot more of support, if we can call it that way. He is a lot more respected than Mark Carney. He is taken seriously, and usually when someone loses a election, usually they are removed from their party, or they are demoted to other position in the party. But I feel like even if Pierre Poilievre loses this election, he will still remain the leader of the party because he has a great record so far. So for Carney to attack Pierre Poilievre's career is a low blow that doesn't even add up, because Pierre Poilievre is a much stronger candidate. And most of the people that don't want to vote conservative are only people that are afraid of what conservative can change, because they're about change. And a lot of people, they know Mark Carney true colors, and they know he is a terrible candidate, but they will vote him because he is a liberal. That's also a stupid thing. Any thoughts on that?
No.
So again, I think it's sad. It's very sad. Again, we can almost say more lies detected, because Pierre Poilievre is a great politician. As much as Mark Carney tries to paint him in a bad way or bad light, it doesn't fly high.
If he had an imagination and didn't just mimic Donald Trump.
He doesn't mimic Donald Trump at all. Donald Trump is from a rich background where he had money, and he had more than just politics, while Pierre Poilievre was coming from a hard-working family, and he needed to earn every penny he had, and he is a career politician, and he was quite young when he got there because he studied a lot and he worked very hard to study where he went. Like, Pierre Poilievre's parents were actually teachers. So they didn't even add that much money, because teachers, I don't know how it is in the US.
They don't
but
make
here
a bit.
Canada,
Sure, no. I was teaching for a little bit. So
in Canada, they don't have much money. So again, a very low blow from Carney. He is ridiculous. Comparing Pierre Poilievre to Trump is retarded.
they like to eat kangaroos in
So
the chat. Don't
question
read the
is,
chat.
imagine what we could do with a strong positive mandate in this election. That's what we need.
No.
We need that mandate. We need a strong positive mandate, because as President Trump has made clear yet again in the last few days, he is trying to break us so America can own us.
Wasn't working. Sorry.
More Donald Trump, so more lies. It's so annoying. Everything about Carney is freaking about Trump. I hate this crap. Stop.
Stop.
That will never. There's the answer. There's the.
Boo.
Can you see? Can you see that? Never 51. 51. It's pretty clear. Look, it's clear we are over the shock of the betrayal. We've got a clear answer. But look, we should never forget the lessons of this experience. We have to look out for ourselves, and we have to take care of each other. You know, what I just saw there, and what hopefully they saw over the river.
Do you really think they will see over the river? That's hilarious. They won't see crap. There's a goddamn river.
We didn't ask for this fight, but Canadians are always ready when someone else drops the gloves. In this trade war.
Yes.
In this trade war. In this trade war. In this trade war. Yeah.
There's a lot of women in the.
Yeah. We got
That's what I was thinking as well.
It's all here. Look, in this trade war, just like in hockey, we will win. We will.
More lies detected. There's no in L. We are beating the US. Again, that guy is so. I think he knows his people that are voting for him are stupid. At that point, there's no other alternative. There's no other way of thinking. It's crystal clear. Mark Carney knows if you vote Liberal, you are stupid. Any thoughts, Ms. Sparkle?
Hey, well, it's easier to control you if you're stupid. So that's all.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You broke it.
Yeah.
My thing. Okay.
Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go.
Entering level expert.
The oil. The oil. The oil come back. I believe.
What is he
saying?
saying?
Oil Leafs, final.
I don't know. Oil Leaf. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if it's French or English. He created a new language.
It sounds like it.
Oh, like hockey and winning. Vote we and my dumbest. I like that big ship. You're great.
Yes.
The people you brought in chat are amazing, Miss Sparkle. I like it.
Yeah. They're my favorites.
Yeah. Just saying. Okay, we can talk about it. We can talk about it afterwards. The look, hockey is hockey. Like many of you, hockey's played a big part of my life. And I grew up in Alberta. I grew up with the values I learned around the kitchen table, in the classroom, and on the ice. My parents were teachers, and they taught. Yeah.
Wait, I just realized something else, and it's kind of surprising. I see 7,380 views, 270 likes. Let me screen share the Conservative rally that happened the same day. I need to do it. I just realized that shocking moment. It surprised me so much.
Entering level.
30K 90 30K 96 views and 1.6K. And it's almost 3 times. People are
watch the Conservative one than
and people are actually more interested to watch Conservatives.
Weird.
What is going on there?
Well, I just said that article said that that the youth are more conservative now. They're more voting for Conservatives there.
Mayo, member Aki, member Maple Leaves, member Monty's and Mouse. Vote me and forget the other stuff I said. I might be worse than Aussie politics. It might be worse than Trudeau. Well, actually, it's not. It might be. It will be. I can't predict that. And by the way, Trudeau was considered as the worst prime minister in Canada history, and we are tracking into having a worst one. It's kind of. I'm still shocked about that reveal. There's 3 times more people turning up for Conservative rallies than
that's crazy.
Liberals. And even on the Conservative media that prop up the Conservative, they are like, the competition is really close and it can go either way. But if I just see these numbers, there's a lot of more people interested into what Pierre Poilievre has to say than Mark Carney. So that was the shocking reveal.
Either are a teacher or know a teacher, right? They're teachers, and they stress the
Oh, okay.
importance
Well,
of hard work.
I will keep
of
going
support-
alone then. Thank you a lot for being with me for at
Yeah.
least an hour and 40 minutes. That was amazing. What do you have going on
I'm gonna
your
be
end?
streaming on my own or and with Piranha Pout, and I'll be trying to stream with you more too. So and
Amazing.
show my face, yay!
Thank
So,
you.
okay.
Thank you. Well,
Sorry,
thank
they're
you
going
very
through it.
much. And have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, bye.
And yeah, I'm so shocked about what I just found out. I didn't know conservative had so much more influence or popularity than the liberals. I'm conservative again. I'm pro conservative. I think liberals are full of crap. Carney is a clown, but I'm shocked to see people agree with me because there's more people watching the conservative. It's encouraging. Now I got hope again. I was losing hope, but now I see these numbers. I got hope again. So let's play more of Mark Carney lies.
Supporting our community and taking care of others. And my coaches taught me to play hard and to be ambitious, but also, since it's Canada, to be humble at the same time.
Says the guy that will
Windsor
that will
values.
say I will beat.
These are
USA.
Canadian values. Et je me suis appuyé sur
More
ces
terrible
valeurs
French.
quand j'ai géré des crises au Canada et à travers le monde. Et aujourd'hui, je m'appuie sur elle pour faire face au président Trump et bâtir une économie renouvelée où tous peuvent.
Oh, my ears are bleeding when I hear that French. That's the liberal candidate, the one party that should have a French-speaking candidate. Usually, for most of history, even Justin Trudeau, the worst prime minister we had, that was the liberal. He spoke both French and English. But that guy, Mark Carney, it's hilarious. His French is an insult to the language. I only know 4 Canadian, and all of them have been pushed to the conservative side under Trudeau. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. So I will be honest. I was always a conservative, even in Stephen Harper. I don't agree with everything Stephen Harper did. There was a time where I was NPD. NPD was like New Democrats, and they are a bit more left-leaning than the Liberals. I used to be for them when they had Jack Layton in charge. Jack Layton died from cancer, and then we got Jagmeet Singh. And Jagmeet Singh is a terrible leader. That party is now collapsing because of him. But I was always either NPD or conservative. I was never liberal. But now, like, I can see why other people would be tempted to become conservative. Trudeau just ruined everything. So let's hear more about Carney plan.
Réussir. Now there's someone who doesn't get any of this, and that's Pierre Poilievre. Because, and I've seen this movie before.
I gotta say, I've seen the conservative rally, and they did some jokes on Carney, but they were actual jokes that were funny. With Carney, it's just like, yeah, Poilievre bad. I don't have a joke. He's just bad. Classic liberalists, they are basically centrist now. Well, conservative used to be more in the right. Now they're more centrist. That's true. Now our conservative are centrist, center right, basically, and the liberals are far left now. Oh, sweet. A pantomime. Pantomime. I don't know what a pantomime is. Sorry. But yeah, Carney has a terrible French. and Carney is hilarious. He is a joke, and his only capacity is at low blow. He can do a lot of low blow because he doesn't know how to debate. He doesn't know how to be funny. And there's another thing. I look at all of these people, most of these liberal, they look so angry and bitter. And that's another difference between a conservative rally and a liberal rally. In the conservative rally, most people looked happy to be there. I feel like I'm watching these people that are like, we are bored, but we must pretend we are interested because that person is not Pierre Poilievre. He is not a conservative, so let's just pretend I care. All good, but yes, conservatism has been forced to the middle to the offset the insanity of the far left that found power recently. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fact. Spitting fact.
There's a type of politician around the world who tend to be from the right wing. They worship at the altar of the free market, despite never having actually worked in the private sector. It's easier.
Well,
it's easier if you have that.
At least he doesn't have like lots of his money hidden in Evan tax. So basically, to not pay tax, Carney sends some of his money and assets in the US. So he is a fraud. And now he is proud about having worked in the private sector. So I see the links there where, oh, you worked in the private sector, so he knows how to use the crop system. Well, Pierre Poilievre doesn't really do sketchy things like that. Anyway, more low blow, because this is what Carney is. Try to make your opponent look terrible.
Experience. He is the kind of politician, and he's bragged about this, that he has not changed his mind since he was 17. Has anyone learned anything since they were 17? Anyone made any mistakes?
He is laughing at that, but he's the exact same. So he's so hypocrite there. Because he thinks he's the elite, therefore, because he's the elite, he is right, and all of the small people are stupid and underneath him. He is far from humble, and if you read his novel, his book, whatever it's called, you see his true colors. Mark Carney is disgusting.
So he relies on a reflex to cut, to destroy, and divide. But we need solutions.
He's
not
shot
slogans.
at the conservative for like 5 minutes now. He's the one that divides. So, like, again, don't talk about unity if all you can do is like insult someone else that's against you. Thank you a lot, Miss Sparkle. Amazing. So yeah, Carney is weak.
We need calm, not chaos. We need action, not anger.
So he says they don't need anger, yet you want to rile up his liberals against Trump. That guy contradicts himself so much within 5 minutes. I can't believe this crap, really. It's hilarious. I can't believe it. I'm baffled. It's like Jagmeet Singh that doesn't know the difference between goddamn apples and potato. I need to show that clip because that clip is legendary. It's a legendary clip. I need to show it again.
A sack of potatoes, one bag of potatoes.
That was apple for those who didn't get the joke there. And the guy truly believes it's potatoes. Hilarious. He hasn't changed his views since he was 17, says the far left classically educated college student whose view haven't changed since he was 17. Yeah, that's true. That's one of my favorite clips. And now we wonder why the NPD is collapsing under that guy. Yeah, so let's play more.
We see what happens over there, the politics of slogans of anger and chaos. They are dividing Americans and they will weaken the Americans. We stay united, we will get stronger.
We stay united if we are not conservative. If we are conservatives, let's trash the conservative. Yeah, that's Carney.
And we will win. You know, it is our strength that the Americans want. They want our land. They want our resources. They want our water. They want our country. Never. 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 From Never 51. Yeah. You know what?
Now we are 20 minutes into a liberal rally. And I will be honest there. I don't know a lot more about that party outside of they hate Trump and they don't want us to become the 51st state. At the same point in a conservative rally, we exactly knew why they were standing for, what they were planning, and what they wanted for the future to look like, where they were coming from. Here, it feels in a liberal rally, it feels empty. It feels like just words and empower the people by talking to them. While conservative, they were really talking about change, how they would change society, and how they needed to fix what was going on. Here, it's all about Donald Trump bad, conservative bad. Let's be united, but these people are bad. It doesn't add up. I don't know how a liberal's mind, a liberal voter mind would think. Again, 20 minutes in, that's all we hear about. Trump and Poilievre bad. Hilarious. I cannot take that pretty seriously.
And they don't understand it. I don't understand it because Canada is not America. It never will be. America it's a melting pot. You look around here. We are all Canadians. We are all distinct. Canada is a mosaic. In the United States.
He says that, but yet he uses the same tactics as the US by lying all the time. So, yeah.
States, healthcare, it's a big business. In Canada, it is a right.
If that was the right, we wouldn't be paying that much tax for it.
On ne reconnaît pas les différences. Aux États-Unis, on ne reconnaît pas les peuples autochtones. Et il n'y aura jamais des droits pour la langue française.
Oh my, you're speaking in French again? And now you're speaking about the right of the French people. But it's French is so bad. And again, to hammer on what I'm trying to say, more of Carney trashing others. Tell me what's your plan? What do you want to do outside of like, I hate these people? We get it. They've been telling us the same shit for 20 minutes now. I'm tired. I'm driven nuts right now. I think I'm losing my mind.
Les États-Unis ne sont pas le Canada. Le Canada n'en fera jamais partie, jamais. Canada will never ever be part.
Luckily, Canada will never be
so the question
in the US.
Is, having settled that, what do we do? We're in a crisis. We vote. I'm going to get to that.
So again, he says, what do? We vote. But we are not talking about like policies or what we believe in. He's not going to get anyone in our government to listen to him. Think about who is in charge down here. Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. He keeps saying Trump bad, but he doesn't have any plan to fight Trump. It's just like, I will fight him. But how? I don't know. I will fight him. That's Carney there. Just for ya.
That. First, I'm going to make a little more of the case for why I should vote. And take California. Yeah, a lot of Americans, sir. Look, in a crisis, the first thing you need to do is to distinguish between what you can change and what you can't. We can't change Donald Trump after 78 years.
And that's kind of funny because now you're saying there are things you can't change. You go to a conservative rally, they want to change things. They made it clear it's possible. But you're on a liberal rally. They tell you there's things that you must accept. Now he's mentioning about Trump. Of course, that's Trump, the big bad. But I'm sure in the corner of his mind, it's like, you won't change how rich I will be. Chat is funny.
Okay. So we need a leader who can stand up to him. Oh, sorry. Il faut lui garder. We have to keep him. Look at. Le Canada a besoin d'un leader qui comprend que nous sommes maîtres chez nous. We can't.
And again, when Pierre Poilievre was speaking French, that was actually very good French. He wasn't insulting the language. And each time freaking Carney speaks in French, I want to take a gun and shoot through the screen.
And control our economic destiny with the right plan.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
in a
more
crisis,
inflation.
Plan beats no plan. And in a crisis, you have to act with overwhelming force to overcome the anxieties that we, all of us, naturally feel. You have to act with overwhelming force to cut through the fog of uncertainty that businesses face. And you have to act with that force and that power to give back more than the crisis is taking away. That's right. That's right. And that's what our plan for building Canada strong will do. It'll start with making sure that the government spends less of your hard-earned tax dollars so that
I will create that segment again. Lies Detected is back for the third time because he suggests more money, more tax, but he won't say it in a rally. But his actual plan is more tax, more inflation. That's his actual plan. More Lies Detected Part 2. It's disgusting. People vote this crap because they are gullible. It's kind of tragic. More Lies Detected again.
Canada can invest more. The core of our plan is to build. It's to build, baby, build. We are going to build this country. Nous allons.
It's so vague. There's no specifics. There's nothing. It's just a lot of word salad. It's just a lot of talk. No plan, nothing. It's disgusting.
We're going to start. Let's start. Non-plat. Put that on a poster. Yeah, come on. Where is it? We still got time. Where's our talk? Where's our marketing? I think we used all our marketing budget, I'm afraid. We have very strict electoral financing laws in this country. I think we used it all up. Oh, well. It's all right. As long as we remember it. It's at the center. Look, we are going to build millions of homes. We're going to build us into an energy superpower.
More Lies Detected, because again, they don't want us to sell to Europe. and all of the houses they will build will be house you rent, not house you purchase. You won't owe anything, and you will be happy. This is how the liberals think.
Green and a traditional energy. We are going to.
By the way, didn't you say we will cut the tax and let your hard-earned money in your pocket while you're speaking about building more? So where you will grab that money? We are already in debt. Where that money will come from? I don't know.
Going to build. On va bâtir des millions de logements. On va bâtir une superpuissance énergétique.
Sure, you will.
Et des
How
bonnes
much are they
carrières
going to
dans
cost?
des métiers spécialisés. We will build
They don't know.
great careers. This will be a great time to be in the trades for the next quarter century because we are building this country. We are going to build.
No, because you don't want us to sail overseas. More lies detected. In 3 minutes, that guy has gone nuts. Like, almost every word he's spitting is lies. And people will vote for this shit.
Build a made in Canada auto strategy. Last time I was here, I announced with these candidates the strategic response fund to build that made in Canada auto strategy. And we are going to build, what we're going to do is usher in a new era of investment and jobs, careers, and growth, such that we create over $20,000 of new value for every single Canadian over the next.
He has the experience, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, his math won't add up. That's another fact.
5 years. That's what building Canada strong is.
More spending.
Now, for one of the last times on this campaign, I'm going to mention Pierre Poilievre again. I'm going to do it.
I'm ready for the next slide.
It's important. People have an important choice to make. In a couple of days. And he has no plan to stand up to President Trump.
That's another lie. He said in many interviews, Pierre Poilievre himself said in many interviews, if after talking to Trump doesn't back off and reduce the tariffs, Pierre Poilievre has a counteroffer. He will invest more in our military, so you guys in the US won't need to defend us as much as we used to. And part of that military is also building military bases in the north to make sure it's secured. So yes, Pierre Poilievre has a plan. He knows exactly where he's heading to, and that's another lie detected. There's 3 sections in the stream where we get Mark Carney lying. Maybe politicians they tend to lie a lot, maybe, but that much? It's hilarious. It's insulting. People are gullible and stupid. They will just eat these words.
He is literally grasping at straws as this country faces. It's true. He's put the most important issue on the table, plastic straws. We got to sort that out. We'll sort that out first, and then we'll deal with the whole trade thing, whatever Trump was on about. I can't even remember what Trump is on about. He doesn't remember. Poilievre is ignoring the investments that we need to make to build the strongest economy. He's surrendering. He's literally surrendering in the fight against climate change.
That's half true. For once, it's half true. So I admit, if we send our resources overseas, that may damage the environment. And Pierre Poilievre is like, we need people to stop starving. That's why we need to do it. So, yes, he doesn't care that much about planet Earth. But here's the thing. People cannot afford to live. Will they stay in your country? No. That's what's going on. At some point, your people are more important than the planet. It's sad to say, but that's the truth. Plus, we are Canada. We are not the US. We are not China. China pollutes so much more than us.
He wants to cut what Canada needs and Canadians most value: childcare, dental care, pharmacare, the CBC.
We don't need CBC because it's a propaganda tool. It's signed Chinese communist regime. Yes, that's actually true. He wants to cut in childcare as well. But there's still lie detected in everything he mentioned. Pierre Poilievre doesn't really want to cut in healthcare and dental care. He doesn't want to touch to this. So more lies detected again. He said some truth, but he also said another lie mixed in the truth. To say conservative bad.
He's got his big idea. His big idea is a bring it home tax cut. It's never home. It's never home. It doesn't show up until after Trump is supposed to leave office. Ours shows up on July 1st, $825 for hardworking. You see, unlike Pierre Poilievre, I've managed budgets before.
Yes, but he managed it in a way they went bankrupt. And people went in debt. The rich became richer and the poor became poorer. This is exactly what management is for Mark Carney. Hilarious. I cannot take the guy seriously. Hurry up and play. Hurry up and play.
Managed economies before. I have managed crises before. And I know that in a crisis, you need to build forward, not cut back. That
so more
crisis,
inflation, this is what he
together,
says.
not to tear people apart, not to sow division.
But this is exactly what he's been doing with Trump and
It is a time for experience, not experiments. We can give ourselves far, far more than the Americans can ever take away.
And more tax.
By Canadians.
And more tax.
As America retreats from the world, Canada will lead it. That's
only line to take it.
Now, before I wrap up and we check on the score, does anyone know the score? No, that's good. That's good. Pay attention. Before. Okay. What are you doing? It's good stuff. Can't multitask. I want to say a few words of why I and fellow candidates as Liberals, why we care about building a strong economy. It's not about numbers. It's not about abstract. It's because we care about people. That's why we care about a strong economy. Because we go back to that value of community. Because we know that we're all in this together. That's why we're committed to extending $10 a day daycare. That's why.
This is actually the first thing that actually tells us he's doing something. The rest is talk about others and their plan, and not really about his plan. And this was the Liberal rally, because there's under 5 minutes, but I can bet he will still stream bad Trump again. So kind of pointless, isn't it? So that was the end of more lies detected from Mark Carney. And with that being said, on the channel here, usually we review TV shows, movies. Now, we talked about politics a lot recently, especially this week. Maybe next week as well. Maybe in the future. But in general, I try to stay away from politics. But this week was election week. And it was very important. Next week, it's election day, Monday. I'm worried about that. And yeah, more politics at some point, but I don't want this channel to turn into a political channel. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Miss Sparkle. I had a great guest. With that being said, we are out next Tuesday. We talk about Groundhog Day. Get out there and vote. And we talk about Sleepless in Seattle. We are out. Bye-bye.